Hello, my name is Jim, and I'm making a game called Fun Man. Here are some things that happened in the past week making Fun Man. Blender has a fantastic landscape generator built in. I think it's called the ANT landscape. I'm not sure what that stands for, but you can create cubular landscapes of all different sizes and types. You can have mountains, you can have canyons. But the bummer, the thing that I was having trouble with, was getting them to match up. Say if I wanted to have a canyon be one square and mountains on the other square, and if the elevation didn't match up, I was having a real difficult time joining them. So I had the idea, what if I made a bunch of different landscapes, I turned them into height maps, just using the Z value, which is the up and down value, which then I could use to put on a very heavily subdivided surface and make my own landscapes instead of stitching them together. Just having to go through making the maps one time, and then I'd have an entire library of different landscape maps, which I could bring right into a surface. And I was very happy to see that it was a success. So if you find yourself in the same predicament, you can do the exact same thing. If you go back about a minute, the node setup's there. You just bake your height maps to that, and then make sure that the surface you're putting it on is very, very subdivided. You can do it. So the other day I was doing the dishes, and I was thinking about videos of people doing playthroughs of games with questions like, can I get through this game being a pacifist? Can I get through the game with no perks at all? Things like that. And that got me thinking, well, yeah, I'd like someone to be able to try that on my game to get through. And then I had to think of a base goal. What is the base goal of the game? And then that got me thinking about these things, which are reactors. And these are the power cells of the brain, each part of the brain. And what these things do is they run these pumps. And what these pumps do are they're kind of like glands or chemical release mechanisms in our brain. And I guess the story will be that some of these pumps will be pumping bad stuff into your brain, and you want to turn them off so you can be happy. So that'll be one of the main goals. Turn off the bad pumps. So here's a soundboard that I continued working on with my friend Tom for his King Cockroach stream. And that is on Twitch. I believe it is under BossBug KC. And you can watch King Cockroach play video games and talk to special guests, and that is fun. It's also very fun to make a soundboard and work with animations that Tom made. So I added a few new things. Now he can stand, and some different eye animations. Well, yeah, Tom drew them. I just put them together here. So I spent a few days doing that. That was fun. I'm having the time of my life making Fun Man, but there's a thing that when I spend time making Fun Man, I'm not making money. There were a few very successful Kickstarter campaigns, and I thank everybody there, and that gave me a great head start. But this development's going to take a while, and I'm in it for the long haul, and I had an idea. Well, what if I made a 99-cent game, I put it on Steam, and not only would I have paid the one-time Steam registration fee, but I would also learn the way Steam works with a smaller title that's not as consequential as my big game. So I had the idea to make a game called Pie Guy. All I know about Pie Guy now, I'm just putting together basics, but it's going to be a very fast-paced game. It'll be dumb, but it'll be fun. So here are the original Pie Guy overalls that I've probably spent the most time on trying to remap and get an overall texture on. After about 3 tries, I said forget it, and I made him overalls with potato sacks. Going through that gave him a more memorable look, which I'm grateful for. So a little bit earlier, my friend James told me that multiplayer games that a few friends buy, they play for a little while and then get rid of, are really popular on Steam. So I think perhaps that will be my goal for the next time if this is a successful venture. But here is Pie Guy and pies. I wanted to make good looking pies, and the cool thing is that these assets can also be used for Fun Man, and they will be, so it wasn't a waste of time. His script is a lot simpler too. That's about it for now. I'd like to thank everybody who gave to the Kickstarter. I'd like to thank my Patreon patrons for hanging out with me, and I'd like to thank you for watching. And I hope you have a great night full of pleasant dreams. I'm gonna try to do that. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.